Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being here with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I think I think that I should address the fact that it seems some people are irritated with me.
Aww.
Maybe a little hacked off because we need hope. They're telling me that we need hope for the election.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, we do need to let the process work. Yes, absolutely. Go to court. Absolutely do everything you can. Bring that evidence. Let's see it. And while some have been upset that I haven't been super upbeat about President Trump's chances for a second term, I could lie about that, I guess. But I don't think that's what you want, hopefully. President Trump is down by over 5 million votes nationwide. And while I realize we don't determine the results based on the nationwide popular vote, it's just an indicator of how wide the margin is. So to be successful, he would have to prove, not just talk about, but prove massive fraud on a massive scale.
But not to the point of 5 million.
Yeah, that would be tough to make up. But if you can make up, what is it in Pennsylvania now?
You and
his deficit there, and you could make up his deficit in, I don't know, Wisconsin or Michigan, and get Georgia flipped.
So I wish I had my
the map,
my Tim Russert whiteboard or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
So right now, according to the press, right, there's 279 electoral votes for Joe Biden. So you got to get him down below 270, right?
Yes.
So let's just say, and that's not with Arizona, correct?
No, Arizona puts him at 290.
Right. So you take away Pennsylvania, right? That's 20 electoral votes. Let's say somehow Trump comes out on top in Pennsylvania, where we know we're seeing the reports of fraud and corruption.
Mm-hmm. Then he'd be back to 270.
What's the magic number?
270.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. So he would need Pennsylvania and something else.
And something, maybe Georgia. Georgia has ordered a recount.
Yes.
A hand recount of 5 million votes.
And I don't know this. When they go through the hand recount, is that where they can challenge, hey, what the heck is this? Or is that going to be a separate court issue later? I should know that. I just don't.
I would think they'd be looking for irregularities as well as counting the votes. But I'm not sure how that process works in Georgia.
So the key here is, and by the way, North Carolina will stop counting today. They have until November 12th, which is today. The votes have to be postmarked by November 3rd. So they just give them, about, over a week to trickle in.
Yep.
So North Carolina should be done today. But yeah, he's going to need Pennsylvania and something else.
Probably a couple of something else.
And so Georgia would be your best bet.
Uh-huh.
And that's where the hope lies. Do I think there was voter fraud? I think we've seen proof. We have even more stories today. Every day we have stories of
obviously
fraud.
Been some. Yeah, obviously there's been some.
And the key isn't, do we think that it was stolen? The key is, that's important. The key is, how do you prove this in court?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. You got to see a lot of evidence. So I don't hold out a lot of hope that President Trump is going to have a second term here. But here's the hope I can honestly give you. We are going to survive Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. There are just too many of us still committed to the United States Constitution not to survive. We're going to survive, just as we did with Obama, and we're going to come out stronger on the other side and ready to dominate in 2024. And in fact, I think that sometime soon there's going to be another movement in this country. I think there's going to be another freedom movement that springs up, like the Tea Party in 2009. There is going to be Americans who rise up and fight back and fight for our values, our history, our tradition. Those of us who don't want to move into a different place, socialism. And we will survive this. We're going to fight back, and we will eventually prevail.
And I think we're on the same page. Correct me if I'm wrong. You absolutely have to fight this. This battle, We're not just rolling over and saying, "Oh, well, give it to Joe Biden."
Yeah, that's the first thing I said. You got to let the process work.
Right. We're just saying when the court stuff is done, it doesn't feel like it's going to go our way.
No.
But that is no reason to not fight and see this through, because who knows, man? This is 2020. This is the year of crazy things happening, and who knows what might happen in a courtroom setting, or what maybe they find a batch of thousands upon thousands of illegal ballots,
or a whole bunch of Trump votes that just got placed in a bag and thrown aside, but not burned up or anything. They just got pushed aside, and somebody forgot they were there. And then, oh, look at this, 200,000 Trump votes.
I mean,
that'd be great.
For me, do I think those votes are out there? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. My gut, oh my gosh, this thing is so dirty. I mean, you got Jim Jordan and Lindsey Graham saying this, but it's proving it.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Got to have the proof.
And so far, we have seen all the anecdotal stuff. We've shared that with you. There's a whole bunch of things that happened over the length, width, and breadth of this nation that were peculiar or that were just downright fraudulent. And there probably are in every election. The question is it big enough, and do they have evidence of something big enough that it can overturn the results in 3 states? We'd probably at least need 3 states. Take away from Biden and given to Trump. But again, we survived this. And I kind of think the sooner that we come to grips and start dealing with it, the better off we'll be in the long run.
And so change the mindset. Put yourself in the frame of mind that this is the battle we're going to have to face. Mm-hmm. But that is not the same as saying, let's not fight this in court in the meantime.
Exactly.
It's just kind of putting your mind in that place while we fight in the court battle.
As we pointed out on Glenn's show yesterday, he's fighting this to the point where he made some kind of massive, I don't even know what the number was, but he made a massive donation to the Trump legal team and the exactly what's going on right now. He's trying to fund that effort. So yeah, nobody's saying give up and don't do anymore. Just roll over and play dead. Absolutely not. He has until December 9th, 14th, I think it is.
14th.
Well, 9th for the certification process of the states.
Okay, gotcha.
And then of course the electors on the 14th. So he has until then to show what he's got, if anything, and we'll see at that point. So he should fight tooth and nail right up until then. But if there's not the evidence, if the courts rule against Trump's effort, well, then you got Joe Biden as president.
And don't underestimate the fight in Donald Trump. Okay,
right.
If anybody can figure out a way to pull this out, it would be him.
That's for sure.
I mean, seriously.
Fully believe that. Yes, I absolutely believe that 100%. And, there's also the fact that Joe Biden is checking out slowly but surely. He's not all there. We know it. We played yesterday the victory jog up to the podium to declare that he had won this election and had a little fun with that. Here's a look. If you want to check this out on social media, this is up at Pat Unleashed. Mm-hmm. A little recreation of Joe Biden's old white guy jog.
Oh, look at that. Wait, which one's Joe? Which one's Joe?
I can't tell.
Left or the right?
I can't. He's telling us right now, I think. But
on the right is
Joe,
I think. I'm still not positive.
This is my wife. No, my sons. No. This is Bill.
No.
This is Natalie.
No.
No, it's Natalie.
Got that wrong?
Hunter Biden's friend.
I don't know who that is anymore. So there you go. At Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Right. Is waiting for you to check out and share with your friends. Tell them where to listen to the show as well here on Blaze TV.
Another thing we have to look forward to very, very soon. In fact, it might be going on right now. The Hallmark Christmas movies. Have those started already?
Yeah.
That'll make you feel better. Let's just watch a bunch of Hallmark Christmas
That's
movies.
your thing, right?
That's my thing.
Yeah.
I love Hallmark
But
movies.
isn't it true, correct me if I'm wrong, if you've seen one of them, you've seen all of them?
Every single one.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, have you seen this one here?
Let's see.
Okay.
Borgaloogie, is that you?
Chloe Vander Fleming?
Wow.
Wow.
It's good to sit.
I had a crush on you in high school.
Yeah, but now you were good looking.
What are you doing for a living?
I am a New York executive and I am having it all.
Okay.
What are you doing for a living?
I chop down trees for people's Christmas living rooms.
Oh, so you have no money. He is broke.
No, he isn't.
What?
He invented the internet.
Wow, now I am attracted to him. I came to chop trees with you. I'm even wearing gloves.
Wow, you've shown me that you're not just a cold, calculating, materialistic New York girl. You've showed me that you know that love is all that matters.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, Chloe, look in your jacket pocket. It's a surprise.
A wedding ring. Of course, Steve, I will marry you.
Great. Hey, Chloe, I have a confession. I am rich.
Right? All right, there's the whole...
And she's a New York executive in a small town.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like a lumberjack or whatever.
Yeah, but he has a secret.
Every single time.
The only thing missing in that
That's
one
funny.
is the mean boyfriend, right?
Oh, yeah.
That,
yes.
That you squeeze out.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So there you go. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. And there's the latest installment.
Well,
for
you just saw every Hallmark movie right there. Every Hallmark Christmas movie.
whoever tagged me in that. Thank you.
That's very funny.
We'll try to post that out as well. I'm Pat Unleashed.
Also, a tweet from Jeff Gibson. Keith, you have the beautiful brand new wheel in the studio. Is there any reason you don't use it anymore? Just curious.
Yeah. We got this gift from a very kind Pat Head, and it just kind of sits over there because we were told it was going to be installed over here on the wall.
Okay.
Any day now. It's going to happen any day now.
Uh-huh.
And because it's difficult to drag it over, and I have so much crap. I mean, explain how much crap I have on the floor between here and the wheel.
Yeah.
And so, moving it was a chore. And so we're just any day now. It'll be permanently right there within reach. We can do the wheel of cancel every day. It's just gonna.
Yeah, weren't you told you just had to clear out the wall?
Yeah, I had to clear out the wall
shelf.
about 6 weeks ago, and then we're gonna get the old wheel
So maybe they haven't seen
that I've cleared it out.
Well, of course, you know what? There's papers on the wall still. You didn't clear them out.
Oh,
You have been hampering, delaying this project
look,
with your dumb paper.
no, I just look. Now the paper's.
Oh,
Now
you were
it's-
able to do it that quickly? Huh. So now it seems there's no obstacle.
Now there's no obstacle. I didn't
Now-
realize that the piece of
paper.
paper was what was keeping the wheel of cancel from being properly
The paper, yeah.
placed.
Yeah.
My apologies. I'll be sure to call the design team to get in here now, because
Please do. Please do.
what else they got going on? It's not like they're building a new studio or anything.
Yeah, they do have some things going on. There's no question. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about Glint Pay. This is fantastic. Glint Pay is my ultimate money. For the first time, I always have access to independent, reliable money with gold.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
And unlike cash right now, which this actually holds its purchasing power over time. So it's not just a great investment, it's a great way to do business and have that peace of mind, that confidence that it's always going to be worth as much or more than you paid for it. So you can either do this a couple of ways. You can buy gold, you can sell it, you could save it. They'll actually, if you want to just kind of make the transition slowly over time, you can actually put U.S. dollars in there and then convert them to gold later if you want to. Oh. So, I mean, they've made this as easy as possible for everybody to enjoy, and it's so much fun to tell people when you pull out the MasterCard that you can use. It's a MasterCard that is based in gold. Yeah, I just paid for my dinner in gold. They may not believe you, but it's still pretty cool to see the expression on their face.
Awesome.
When you say like Joe Biden, I'm not joking. I'm serious. I'm serious, man. I'm not joking.
What? How cool would that be?
That'd be very cool.
Pay for
It is
dinner. It's
very
like,
cool.
you know what? I got this, yo.
I got this.
I'm gonna pay in gold, actually.
So great. So real gold, real money, really easy. glintpay.com/gray, Gray. glintpay.com/gray.
Pat Gray.
Okay, as if the election wasn't bad enough. Now, apparently, on top of it, we've got the biggest, greatest, wildest, most horrifying pandemic that's ever hit the planet, ever, in the history of the world. Man, are they playing this up right now? And I think that might have something to do, and we thought maybe it would go away with Joe Biden. Well, he hasn't taken office yet. And the other thing is, I think they're setting him up for incredible control of us.
Oh, without
He
question.
wants to control us. And if this thing is raging out of control, then everybody will say, yes, thank you. Please, thank you. Make this go away for us.
Yeah, your principles are about to be tested, America.
Oh, yeah.
Your knowledge of the Constitution and your rights contained therein is about to be tested.
Wholeheartedly
As
believe
if
that.
it hasn't been for the last 7 or 8 months under a Republican president, you know?
You know what else is being tested is all of us. We're all being tested every day for COVID-19.
Isn't that right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only person in America that hasn't had a COVID test.
Not
yet.
even one yet?
Not even one. Because I know I got it in January or February or whatever. Remember when they used to complain about the air in this building, and
Yes,
everybody was like,
continually.
Malinak, we got it. There's an 85-year-old curmudgeon living in your body. We got it. And I'm like, no, guys, seriously, why is everybody in this building sick in January and February?
So, I mean, how many people are tested every day? It's in the millions, right? Isn't it in the millions? Or it's in the millions overall, but many are being tested every day. We have the second highest test rate. Well, it's the highest rate, but the actual number of tests that have been conducted so far is 157,602,857.
Do we have a chart on this? Did I send this over? This chart of how all the countries that have been testing. China says, no, we've tested more than anyone.
160 million.
And it's a round, look at that. It's a round number. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
And by the way, we still have those
Oh, look at that.
38 deaths in our country.
Rob has updated the number from when I sent the chart, because when I sent the chart, it was 157. We're up over them now.
Oh my gosh.
So USA has just taken Pennsylvania away from China. Now there's hope. No, seriously. So now we have tested more times than China. So
Wow.
of course we're going to have more positive tests or results.
China, by the way, 4 times the population, and we've tested more people than they have. I wonder if that's why their numbers of infection are so very low.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
And if you honestly think that in China, 160 million 000 have been tested, come on.
Yeah, stupid.
They pulled a random number. The end.
India is third at 118 million. Russia is supposedly 65 million. In the UK, 35.6. Germany, 23.3. Brazil, 21,900,000. Now, Brazil has a population that is, what, fourth highest population in the world.
Okay.
And they're well down the list on testing.
209, about 210 million people. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a big country.
But they got a fun leader down there, right?
They do. What was it I was telling you he said yesterday?
No, you don't want to. No, that was a quote from him that we don't know. It wasn't.
I forget what it was, but it was
it
like,
was a
this
word
guy
that-
doesn't care.
Yeah.
Even more than Trump doesn't care what people think about him or what the media is going to do.
Let's see. I will look up
So
the quote
funny.
and figure out how to word this. What's his name? That president guy?
Bolsonaro.
Is it
Jair.
Da Silva?
No,
That's
it's
former
Bolsonaro.
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 Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, he does not care.
He doesn't. Not in the least.
I'll try to find that quote because when I repeat it there, you'll be like, "Oh, that's right." Let's see here.
In fact, when a reporter, I think we've talked about this before, 6 or 8 months ago, but when a reporter asked him how he thought, how out of control the virus was, and he didn't respond in the way they wanted him to, and he mentioned the deaths in the country. Yeah, well, there's, 50,000 people dead. And his response, so?
Here we go.
Okay.
This is what you were telling me
That's
yesterday.
one way to go. Okay.
President Bolsonaro drew criticism Tuesday for telling Brazilians not to deal with COVID-19 like a country of
that's right.
homosexual epithets.
Yeah, that begin with F. Mm-hmm. That's what he said. You can't use that word.
And I don't even understand what that means. Come on, man.
He's pretty he's out there. But so is this virus, and we're just going to be beaten into submission with it. Nope. New York is setting a curfew for bars, restaurants, and gyms now. So you have to get out of the facility by 10 o'clock. I guess the virus is nocturnal. Sleeps most of the day, and then it wakes up around 9:45 p.m., gets ready, puts on its makeup, and then heads to the bars by about 10:15.
So it's a day sleeper.
So you really want, this curfew should really work well. If people just get out of there by 10, you're going to be fine.
So it's kind of like Cinderella. It's like the pumpkin thing, and you're...
The magic runs out.
Yeah. Okay. So as long as you're home by 10, is it you have to be out of the bar? Because we got to be
out
specific.
Of the bar.
There's a lot of people in New York listening right now. We need to know.
But you need to be on your way because the virus isn't super fast, so it can't outrun your car to your house.
Okay. So it's not be home behind a locked door by 10.
No.
It's just be
out of the bar.
Out of the bar.
Right.
By 10.
Right. So hopefully we can manage
What
that.
a crafty virus. I mean, it can tell time.
Yeah.
It doesn't bug you if you're sitting down.
Yeah.
What else have we learned?
It's one of the smartest things on this planet, actually. So brilliant.
Seriously, we know absolutely nothing. We know as much today as we did 6-7 months ago. Because remember how it used to be, don't touch metal surfaces. It'll live on there forever. Now they're like, okay, we're taking that one back. It's just the droplet thing that we kind of hinted at earlier.
And it's not spread through the air, so don't worry about that. Well, now it hangs in the air for, I don't know, a year and a half. If somebody sneezes, don't occupy that space for the next year and a half.
You know how you have to, if you break one of those newfangled bulbs, you have to call a hazmat crew to come and get it out. I mean, that's basically what it is with this virus. It just hangs in there forever.
Right.
It's fun. And remember now, 70% of the cases were people who always wear masks. There's no outsmarting this thing.
We're in the middle of this spike right now.
Okay.
And it's the highest number ever. And yesterday, 144,000 more of us were infected with it. Well, that's while we're wearing masks.
Ta-da!
So how effective are the masks?
I think it goes right back to your point at the very onset of this conversation. It's all about control.
Yep.
It's not about safety. It's not about stopping this thing. It's all about control, and it's trickling down as we have an article. It's so many other areas of our society now.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Hospitalizations in the U.S. are at their highest level since the pandemic began. Scientists and doctors expect that number to rise. Daily U.S. COVID-19 deaths surpassed 1,400, a number not seen since mid-August. European countries continue to grapple with rising infections, hospitalization, and death. Wow. Moderna said it could soon learn whether its vaccine worked in a large clinical trial. Of course, they're competing with Pfizer's vaccine, which they say is 90% effective. So on and on and on and on this thing goes. Monday's news that pharmaceutical company Pfizer's early results on the COVID-19 vaccine gave some hope that businesses can start kicking back into gear. And as part of that preparation, this is really nice of Ticketmaster to do. Ticketmaster has been working on a framework for post-pandemic fan safety. Of course, it's for your safety. That uses smartphones to verify the fans' vaccination status or whether they've tested negative for the coronavirus within 24 to 72-hour window. So you're not going to be able to go to a concert unless you've had the vaccine.
Here we go.
Many details of the plan, which is still in development phase, will rely on 3 separate components: the Ticketmaster digital ticket app, third-party health information companies like Clear Health Pass or IBM's Digital Health Pass, and testing and vaccine distribution providers. My gosh.
Here we go.
Here's how it would work. After buying a ticket for a concert, fans would need to verify that they have already been vaccinated, which would provide approximately 1 year of COVID-19 protection, or test negative for coronavirus approximately 24 to 72 hours prior to the concert. So that's great. You can either get the vaccine or you can go get tested so you can go to a rock concert or any concert for that matter. The length of coverage a test would provide would be governed by regional health authorities. If attendees of a Friday night concert had to be tested 48 hours in advance, most could start the testing process the day before the event. If it was a 24-hour window, most people would likely have to be tested the same day of the event at a lab or a health clinic.
I can't. No. This is, oh my goodness. Think about how much resistance we put up on our medical records being digitized and somehow accessed through the Obamacare takeover.
Yes.
We want Ticketmaster to have access to our health care?
To our medical
records?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen it. You can almost hear the Emperor in the background.
Seriously.
Jeez.
I mean, it's like... We see this stuff coming.
Yeah.
We say it's coming.
Yeah, but when it really gets here, it's still kind of hard to believe.
And then we get to that marker in the road and we're like, wow, that's crazy. And then before you know it, it's behind us and we're looking at the next thing coming up. Yep, here comes something else.
It's a train.
Are we going to do anything?
I hope so, but that's what I'm saying. I think there's going to be a freedom movement soon. It hasn't happened yet. But the breaking point is, I think, approaching. Meanwhile, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz announced significant new COVID-19 restrictions on bars and restaurants, weddings and funerals, private gatherings. The new restrictions come as Minnesota's experiencing, an explosion of COVID-19. Isn't everybody? He said, we need to move now. This has happened incredibly quickly.
Of course. Here we go. Got it.
Over 70%, he says, over 70% of coronavirus outbreaks in Minnesota from June to November have a direct link back to weddings, private social gatherings, and late nights at bars and restaurants. So if you're there at 7 o'clock at a bar talking to people, that's not a problem. But if it's 11:30 and you're talking to somebody, you're both going to get it.
Wow.
Again, that's because the virus sleeps all day, then comes out at night. It's really nocturnal.
Huh.
Yeah.
I tell you, I mean, the things you learn on this show.
It's incredible.
Where else are you going to hear that the COVID-19 virus is a day sleeper?
I don't think you'll find that on Rush today. I really don't.
Nowhere else.
Bars and restaurants under the new restrictions, bars and restaurants required to end dine-in service, including alcohol, at 10 o'clock. Wow. You can do takeout. Indoor capacity will be capped at 150 people, no matter how big the venue, and may not exceed 50% capacity. Previous limit was 250, so they're cracking down on that.
Hey, Ticketmaster, where are you going to do your stupid shows?
Right. Minnesota bar and restaurant owners are not happy about it. Obviously, this is going to put them out of business. These poor people trying desperately to stay afloat, and they just keep getting hit with something new. Weddings and funerals, limited to 50. Starting November 27th, that limit will eventually be dropped to 25 on December 11th. Receptions and similar events will not be allowed to take place between 10 p.m. and 4 p.m. So you can have a reception, but it has to be from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night.
Because, again, the virus sleeps.
Right. Yes, it's nocturnal.
When it starts to wake up, you're like, oh, we got to go home. So is on that list Democratic or liberal, left-leaning celebrations, mass celebrations in the streets? Is that
no?
listed?
Those are fine.
Those are exempt.
Those are exempt, as are BLM demonstrations.
I see.
Yeah, and rioting and looting.
No, this isn't a wedding reception. This is a BLM movement. That's what we're having
okay,
here.
carry on.
Oh, cool.
Carry on. That's too important not to keep going with that.
All right.
Some tweets here. Saltine American tweets, yes, the Hallmark movies started in late October, and I'm already sick of them. I haven't seen any yet, except for the one we just showed you, which is pretty all-encompassing.
Already a classic.
Yeah. Jeffy's 18 Spoons. I think Pat's right about a coming freedom movement. The left has pushed too hard for too long, and people are finally getting to the point where they've had enough. And even some Democrats, if they're actual Democrats and not socialists or communists, they saw what happened to the House in this election, where Republicans continue to, as the results come in, we've added a few more. So they really cut into the lead of the Democrats in the House, and hopefully they're not going to take the Senate. It's 50-48 right now with the 2 pending in Georgia.
Yeah, as for the House, I posted a map yesterday that if you take all of the seats that are still yet to be determined in the House, if they fall the way they are looking right now, I believe the total was Democrats 221, and then you do the math on that. 214, I think. Yeah, 221, 214 Democrats.
Okay. Didn't somebody else come up with a map? If you take out all of the contested states.
Oh, you're talking about the presidential one. Yeah.
In the presidential election.
Yeah.
If you are to take away every single state that's being contested in court.
Right.
The electoral...
I think it was
count looks...
just got this in over. It was 232 to 227 in favor of Trump. Now,
wow.
One thing I would like to point out, before all of social media says that Pat Gray has surrendered, the Wisconsin situation, that is only a 20,000 vote margin, which is just a cooler full of votes for the Democrats. So we'll see how that plays out. That's 10 electoral votes right there within 20,000 votes. Let's see. Yeah, Michigan's a little bit further.
What is the Michigan? I heard it was wide in Michigan. What is the count?
Okay, you're gonna do Keith math now on the fly here. 845. I don't know. It's 2.7 million to 2.6 million.
So maybe 100,000.
Yeah, about 150,000 votes here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ghost of COVID bullet 23. So you're telling me that COVID-19 has the same schedule as 99% of unemployed Democrat voters? I mean, protesters.
They only come out at night.
Lynn tweets, new discovery for true virus cure. Just go out and loot, riot, and burn, and you're cured. Or you could pretend to celebrate Joe Biden's victory, after somebody pays you $100 an hour to do it. Also, we have this from Anthony. Don't forget the COVID does go to church on Sundays.
That's why
you can't
go to church on Sundays.
Right, because very, very religious.
Look at that. There's your map, by the way. If you take out the court cases, 232 to 227, Trump leading.
Wow.
And so...
it's interesting.
And that's what it should be. Let's be honest. That's what it should be when the press reports it. They shouldn't be saying, 279, Joe Biden's the next president. It should be, here's the map. We still got a long way to go. We got some court cases. We got some recounts. We got all sorts of stuff. But it's nice to see Alaska finally checking in and joining the party.
Yeah, who saw that coming, though?
Right?
That was just so close. That was razor thin.
Cliffhanger, right?
Razor thin, 63-33. Razor thin. And I guess even after the Nome vote came in, with all those liberals and progressives and commies that live in Nome, Alaska, his lead still held up.
I mean,
wow,
that's amazing. Toss-up state for sure. So they called the Senate seats for North Carolina, Tillis, and Alaska, Sullivan.
Right.
So that does put the GOP
at
50 to 48 with the 2. Georgia one's outstanding, but that's okay. Democrats have a plan for the state of Georgia. Andrew Yang saying, everyone move there. Move there, even if it's for 5 minutes, because it's same day of registering in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, but can you establish residency in one day?
Apparently in Georgia, that's apparently a thing. I think they need a special session.
Wow.
And fix that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But he pulled that. I can't find that tweet. He put that up there saying, hey, everybody, move to Georgia. Let's give the Senate to the Democrats. This is how we do it. Dirty. Andrew Yang. And remember now, Andrew Yang was the guy on the stage we said, oh, wow, there's a Democrat that still, loves America. He's not a radical. Him and Tulsi were like the only representatives of common sense up there. Oh, no.
All right.
No.
Here's what he tweeted. We'll be getting organized. But in the meantime, if you have a room available in Georgia for volunteers, post it here. We're going to fight it out in Georgia. Much more to come. And then he mentioned that he was
right. He's trying to say, oh, look, it's for volunteers. Oh, where's your tweet that said same day register? Where'd that one go? Yeah. And
did he delete it?
I can't find it. I don't know that he deleted it, but I cannot relocate it. And I've tried every key word. But he has said that he and his wife are moving to Georgia. Not we're going to go there and fight until January 5th. There. Oh, look at that. See, look at that.
Great news, Yang Gang. Evelyn and I are moving to Georgia to help Ossoff and Reverend Warnock win. This is our only chance to clear Mitch out of the way and help Joe and Kamala get things done in the next 4 years. More details to come, but let's go. Yeah, he was supposed to be the moderate one. He was supposed to be the one that was, okay. Maybe we could roll with him. Maybe it wouldn't be that bad. And then he does this. Just throwing all his support behind these extremists. Kamala Harris is going to be making Joe Biden so extreme. I mean, you're not going to be able to call him a moderate by the time he is finished up with his day one objective and then the first 100-day thing that he's talking about. It's just mind-numbing.
But don't be fooled. It's not like he may come in the moderate package, but he never has been moderate. When Obama chose him, Obama had the third most liberal voting record in the U.S. Senate, while Biden was the first most liberal.
Right.
And he had been accumulating that record for a very long time when he was tapped. He had been there for over 30 years.
And 2019 voting records, Kamala Harris was the most liberal. So
right.
It's just unbelievable.
Isn't it fun?
Oh, it's fun. Yeah,
but
that's what it is.
But fun! We still have court cases.
Yes. And that process should continue.
Yes.
100%. I'm great with that. I hope he wins every single one. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Or we won't, because we'll be in curfew and quarantine, and we won't be able to touch any items, including our remote controls.
Yeah, that's the kid's job.
COVID lives on remote control for 18 months. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What if your
they just found that out.
BYU Cougars are playing on an unusual channel?
Well, the Cougars completely cancel out any kind of negativity. I
see.
So you
don't have to put on gloves or something to change the
fine.
channel.
Okay. Supposedly, Texas we're the first state to pass 1 million people infected. We've now surpassed 1 million confirmed COVID-19 cases, according to Johns Hopkins. 10th most cases in the world, reporting 1,010,364. More than Italy, which has 995,463. Do we have more population, though? We might have more population.
29 million people live in Texas. Okay.
Yep. Now, how many in Italy?
Population?
Maybe it's higher than that.
60 million.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
It's definitely higher.
But still, so one...
it does not feel like we're in the middle.
1/29th of the population of Texas has tested positive.
1/29th. So...
Or 1 out of 29. Not 1/29th. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
But you know what I was going with that. So effectively, 3% of the population of Texas.
Does it feel to you like we're in the throes of a humongous
not at all.
outbreak? I don't feel like that at all.
Nope. If you can deal with the stares at the stores when you go in without a mask.
Yeah, with people looking at you like you're killing them. Why are you perpetrating attempted murder on me right now?
Come talk to me.
They're not going to.
Come on, say something. Let's go. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, they're not going
4.
to. They're just going to give you the stink eye. That's all. That's all. Some people are not putting up with it. A mother, really pissed off at her kid's school for making them all wear masks during gym class.
Madness.
I guess he passed out. Yeah. Here she is talking about that.
Who may be an attorney. Who I don't know, who's ready to take down the government. That's where I'm at. My son just passed out in school for wearing a mask. That's where I'm at. In PE, he passed the out because he couldn't breathe. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I don't give anymore. If anybody wants to claim that these masks are good, people die every day from diseases. Every day, heart attack, everything else. A child who passes out during PE because he can't breathe, because he's in a mask, gets this mama bear pissed. I need an attorney because I'm ready to sue. So if you are a lawyer and you have more knowledge than me, this is no longer okay. A innocent child just passed out because they wore a mask in PE. This, America, is not okay. This is children. This is not okay. I am done. I hope every school board member is listening to this. This is children's life we are talking about and breathing. People get sick every day. When you can't breathe, it's a game changer. Breath is life.
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm.
How do you argue with that?
There you go. I mean,
she's right. It's asinine that they would have them in masks during PE. Yeah, unbelievable.
A mask is not an appendage.
No.
Okay. Can we stop treating it like you have to wear it everywhere?
Let me tell you about Keeps. If you're losing your hair and you've been noticing a thinning process happening, you don't just have to watch your hair and you go away and the top of your head become bald. You don't need to just put up with it anymore. Instead, go to keeps.com/Pat. It's KEEPS.com/Pat. You'll answer a few questions and snap some pictures and post those. And then a licensed doctor will review all your information and recommend the right hair loss treatment for you. It's just that easy and super convenient. And you'll get all this stuff delivered right to your door. You don't have to go anywhere to get your checkup or to get your prescriptions, any of that. Go to keeps.com/Pat. To get you started, we've got a special deal. 50% off your first order of Keeps products. 50%. That's keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com/Pat.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Then on top of everything else,
what?
We get the horrifying news that in Pennsylvania, they've had their first flu death. Yeah, the regular flu.
I'm sorry, what is that word?
Flu, F-L-U.
Not familiar. I'm sorry.
Huh.
Flu.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been. I mean, this is an ancient disease that we haven't talked about since 2019.
Corby, have you ever heard of the word flu? Nobody knows what
no,
you're talking about, dude. I'm sorry. Kind of read the room.
Pennsylvania Department of Health has reported the first flu-related death of this season. I guess it's like leprosy, and now it's come back, and so we're
I thought we had buried that thing.
I thought so, too.
Right?
Yeah.
We haven't had any flu deaths. And again, Trump didn't get credit for curing the flu.
The death was reported in the health department last week. Person who died was 50 to 64 years old in that group. So they're urging everybody to get your flu shot if you haven't done so already.
I don't remember wearing masks during flu season. Do you remember that? I just don't quite recall that.
I don't. But again, that's an ancient disease that hardly anyone can remember at all.
I see.
So I don't know. Maybe people did get vaccinated from it. I don't know. I've never once gotten a flu shot. Not ever. Not once, not ever. People are always, are you going to get your flu shot? Nope. Just like in years past, I'm not.
Smart move.
Nope.
See, when you can avoid injecting fill in the blank into your body, that's always the optimal result. Okay?
Yeah, especially when you're being injected a lot of times with the thing it is you're not supposed to try to get, and they're giving it to you.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
I mean, when you say it like that.
Yeah, it sounds kind of weird.
So you've never gotten a flu shot?
Nope.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how is it that I just can't wrap my head around you still considering the COVID shot?
Well, because I've got, mitigating factors that make it worse.
Okay. So you want to play it safe?
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'll even take it when it comes around. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
But again,
I'd consider it.
If they force it on you,
then I won't want to do it.
But that was fascinating how Kamala Harris is saying how, a vaccine comes out while President Trump is in office, then no can do.
Yeah.
And now they're like, look at here.
The vaccine, it's 90% effective. Everybody's going to take it. We're all on board with it.
So what, did she think
nothing
that
changed?
Donald Trump was with beakers and stuff, mixing stuff in the basement of the White House with coils?
Just a little more Eye of Newt.
What is she doing?
Almost there.
It just proves it's not about your health to these people. It's about controlling you.
Yeah.
Period.
Everything is about that.
Period.
Everything. 888-900-3393. Also add Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Also, we got these buffoons who are still concerned about President Trump not leaving office and what's going to happen if he won't hand over the White House to Joe Biden, if and when it comes to that. Here's a guest from MSNBC. How long is this?
You got time. You got time. Yeah.
All right. Here's what he had to say.
But here's the thing. This is going to happen anyway, Nicole. The Trump people seem to be talking like they have some agency here. We're going to have the pageantry already of the president-elect announcing his advisory board. He's going to start announcing cabinet secretaries. The center of political gravity in this country and the world is shifting to Joe Biden. Foreign leaders are already having phone calls with Joe Biden talking about the agenda they're going to pursue January 20th. If that reality hasn't sunk in yet for some people in the White House, it will sink in when they have to leave on January 20th. And they're going to be in for a rude awakening here. I remember I was on the incoming side where I felt the spotlight shifting to us in 2008. And I was on the outgoing side in 2016 when it was shifting away from us to Donald Trump. That's just going to happen regardless of what they do. The question is, how much damage do they do? How much do they slow down that efficient transfer? How much do they sow seeds of doubt?
I can't even listen. I can't listen to him now. I can't even listen to the rest of it.
Wait, did he say Biden was talking with foreign leaders? I thought that was a no-no.
Right?
He said that.
He did say that. And he said it proudly, like that's a really good thing.
Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Traffic and weather together every 7 minutes on the 6s all morning long. 888-900-3393. Number to call if you'd like to get in touch with us. Free Range Prisoner tweets, it's becoming apparent that COVID-19 is only a symptom of the real disease, communism. There's so many things like that. The Green New Deal, the entire climate change movement as a whole is also just that, communism. Florida man Rob tweets, it would be more effective and get more views if she was in her car driving, though. Oh, we're talking about the mom, right? The mom whose son passed out.
I guess conservatives walk around their house while they rant, and liberals rant from inside their cars.
Holy you guys! I'm driving in a car, but I just got a notification that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died!
Fun!
Could this year get any worse? Ruth, you just had to make it to 2021!
So inconsiderate. I love how she starts out, I'm driving in my car, you guys! Yeah.
I think she's doing that
we
to
see
say,
that.
Look, I know I'm being bad by doing this.
But I'm doing it anyway.
But it's important because, just the news broke that RBG just died.
And she couldn't pull over to do it.
Couldn't pull over to do that because then maybe the news is irrelevant at that point. Did it not happen then if you can't do it right this second?
Crystal tweets, I love this mom going off. You don't mess with mama. By the way, Mama Bears. By the way, Keith, I mean Chump.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Love the name change.
Yeah, I did change my Twitter handle.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm now Keith Malinak. Some chump, I think is what I called myself, because a lady, when I pointed out the left wants to unify, and then the first thing they do is they mock Ben Carson for getting COVID-19. So, wow. That's, boy, look at the unity. And so this lady tweeted out, "Oh no, how can we possibly go on as a nation without unity from some chump named Keith Malinak?" So that is now pinned to the top of my Twitter page, and I wear that badge with pride.
That's great. I love how they never address the content of the statement.
Never do.
They just have to throw out some insult.
Oh, my gosh.
That's great. Because there's no way to refute what you're saying.
And these are the people that drive around with a bumper sticker that says coexist.
Yeah,
Really? Oh, really? Do you want to coexist with me?
No, they
I don't
don't.
think you do.
No. They want to coexist with themselves. Everybody else they want eliminated.
Ta-da.
Shall not be infringed, tweets. I hope that mom successfully shuts down the school over her kid passing out. We posted that, by the way, on Twitter at Pat Unleashed. So check that out when you get a chance. Share that with people.
Yep.
Pastor Sam, Keith, shh. Masks for flu season? Don't give them any ideas.
You ain't kidding, brother.
Yeah, they'll do whatever it takes to maintain control. Vern Lundquist tweets: "The Devils moved down to Georgia. They were looking for more elections to steal."
That reminds me of a song that someone I know
that we just did recently, based on the late Charlie Daniels song, because Biden did go down to Georgia. But anyway, we got this from Pathead Larch Myrtle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Larch Myrtle.
Okay.
Tweeted out this K-Tel ad. It's funny. K-Tel presents Pat Gray, Hot Heap of Hits.
Hot Heap of Hits. K-Tel Records.
Includes Happy Days Are Here Again.
Mm-hmm. Census Cowboy?
Census Cowboy, which is a big one, of course. Methane. Oh, Methane.
Yeah.
That one. Which really deep lyrics on that.
Right.
You got to really listen to it and get the subtle nuance multiple times before you start to understand the depth of that song.
It's a cranial tune.
Yeah, it really is. Let's see, a Mormon woman?
No,
American Mormon.
Come on, brother.
American Mormon. We haven't played that in a while. But that's on there.
These, by the way, most of these do appear in the playlist when you go to youtube.com /Pat Gray.
Most of them, not all of them?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't have that Cato list in front of me. Let's see here. We got, let's see. Hey, you, Al Roker went poo-poo. I forgot that one.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, you, I don't want the China flu. And then bonus, voices of Yoda, Elmo, Jimmy Stewart, and so much more. Really? You do an Elmo voice?
I think, no. Well, not really.
So that's why you got to buy this Cato record to find out that hidden track.
Yes, right. The Hey series, by the way.
Hey series! It's a series.
Based on Hey Ho Ho, Donald Trump has got to go. So, yeah, that's a really powerful one as well. I'm pretty proud of that creation.
And how long does it take you to write a typical song, Pat? We're in the artist studio now.
Oh, weeks.
Weeks.
If not months. Some of them have been years in the making.
And I would like
Can't
people...
you tell?
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, they're works of art. You craft them. I will say that he does not work on these when I'm around. I'm as surprised as everybody else. Okay? I mean, you make sure that you have the room to yourself whenever you're rocking out. And then, I mean, you could ask me to leave if it's do I cramp your creativity when you're crafting those?
No, I just want you to be surprised with everybody else.
Well, it works, and I love it. So we need something else soon.
All right, let me tell you about My Patriot Supply. Obviously, we need to be prepared for things that happen, things that go wrong, unrest that is widespread, or a COVID virus, a pandemic that shuts us down. A lot of things can interrupt the supply chain, and if you haven't seen that by now, well, you never will. But if you have seen it and it does concern you and you'd like to do your best to prepare yourself and your family for if and when it ever happens again, go to My Patriot Supply. It's where I went to get my supply. They're fantastic. I mean, they spend sometimes in some cases years developing this food so that not only does it provide you with the nutrition you need, the 2,000 calories a day to keep up your strength and keep you moving, but it's also delicious. They don't subscribe to the theory that, well, if you're hungry enough, you'll eat anything. You can just go grab you some roadkill if you're hungry enough. You'll eat a stick if you're hungry enough. That's not That's not how they feel about it. They want it to be good.
Yeah, and they're very personalized service when you call.
Really
they
good.
ask you questions about family size and how long do you want. And
yeah, they'll help you with the process, right?
Very good, yes.
You can get a full 4-week supply of these meals, shipped fast and discreetly to your door right now. That's exactly what you need for when food starts to disappear again from the grocery stores, and it will happen for some reason. I don't know the reason, but there will be many. Go to patriotsupply.com. Get ready right now. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. The president was alleging that there's some, in addition to the voter fraud that happened, there were also illegal polls prior to the election. Now, this is something, a concept I'm really not familiar with.
Right, I can't wait to hear this story. What's an illegal poll?
It's a poll that suppresses the vote. And he says the ABC News Washington Post survey, and it was ridiculous. He said the fake pollsters at ABC Washington Post produced a possibly illegal suppression poll just before the election showing me down 17 points in Wisconsin, when in fact on election day the race was even. And we're now preparing to win the state, he said. Many such deplorable instances. So I like that in this article, they talk about how he has repeatedly railed against fake polls, claiming they were meant to suppress voter turnout. Indeed, they write, the polls appear to have missed the mark across the board by several points. Yeah, 17 points?
Why would you ever trust a poll again?
Jeez, why? Seriously. And whether or not it's illegal, I mean, I don't know where the illegality, that'd be tough to prove. But it is asinine that they put out a poll that shameless. 17 points when he wins by half a point or less? What was it in Wisconsin?
Well,
really close.
Let's see here,
I mean,
I'll tell you.
razor thin.
And keep in mind, we still have to sort this thing out up there. So a 20,000 point separation. It is it's 49.46 to 48.83. So we're about half a point. Yeah.
Jeez. So that's less than 17, right?
Man, you're asking the wrong guy.
That's probably true.
I don't know. I just said the numbers, hoping you could take it from there.
Yeah, I can't really. It's just that's too difficult.
But he's right. I mean, these polls were wrong across the board, and we kept saying leading up, "Boy, I hope these polls are wrong." Or how many people are not admitting that they're voting for Trump and all this stuff? You cannot trust these polls. Period.
No, we've seen that. We've absolutely seen that.
Go with your gut.
Bill de Blasio's daughter was speaking out yesterday. Was this some sort of celebration?
I believe this was Saturday after
Saturday.
the media coronated our next apparent leader.
Mm-hmm. Which is their job, by the way, as prescribed in the Constitution.
Yes.
It is the media's job to declare a winner in the election. Bill de Blasio's daughter is out talking about it. Listen to this.
Here's a group of young women who have been here since the beginning. So why do you think this is so special?
Why is it so special?
Well, for me, it's really special because now we have the first Black Asian female president.
Pause it for a second. No.
She's black. She's female, Asian.
Yes, she just wasn't elected president. Other than that, she's got it down pretty well.
Does Kamala know that?
Probably not. That might be the problem. Is it so out of the bag that now they're just admitting, yeah, she's the president by the time inauguration day rolls around?
How many times has she been introduced as the next president? A
million! A million! And that's not an exaggeration. It's literally, I counted every instance, 1 million times it's happened. It's a lot, right?
Yeah, no, I mean,
that seems like a lot.
I trust your math more than me, so let's go with 1 million.
And she had more to say.
Now we have the first Black Asian female president in office, elected.
No.
And Joe Biden was able to steal now. He was able to win.
Wait, what did Biden do?
He stole. Or no, he won.
Oh.
That's really weird,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
That is really weird.
I mean, there's a lot going on with that clip. You've got Kamala as president, you've got Biden stole it, and you've got the lady eavesdropping behind de Blasio's daughter who's catching all this going, no. Can you do that again?
Watch the whole. Let's do the whole thing again. There's a lot going on
There's
here.
a lot there.
Here's what the young woman who's been here since the beginning.
So your dad's a communist. Oh, sorry.
Well, for me, it's really special because now we
Really
have
special.
the first Black Asian female president in
okay,
office
no.
elected.
Yeah.
And Joe
And-
Biden was able to steal no, he was able to win. Sorry. He was able to win the election. Yes.
That is,
this is
really weird.
Yeah.
And Joe Biden was able to steal the election.
I mean,
where did that come from?
And if ever there was a clip where you really wish they weren't wearing masks to get
It's
the
that
full
one.
look on all those faces.
And you wish it hadn't just been recorded from somebody watching TV and then they suddenly turned on their phone.
So let's use brain cells before we post things on the internet. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And so where did she get that? Where did the communist mayor's daughter get that, you ask? I don't know. Probably from Joe Biden himself. He told us they were putting together the biggest network of fraud
in the history of the nation.
Of elections, yeah.
Yeah. We have put together the biggest, most effective election fraud organization in American history.
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking. And I don't think he is joking.
I don't either. I seriously don't think so.
He just flat out admitted it because you know what? There's nothing we can do to stop it, I guess. Now, that's what they think. They think, we're so far along here. I don't care. I'm just going to say it. Actually, I think he's trying to say something else, but I don't put it past him anymore to say virtually anything because they really do believe they're in a position where their true agenda can just be spoken.
Yeah.
It can be spoken out loud.
Yeah, and you remember the project, the SOS project, right? That was George Soros funding all of these secretaries of state in states.
Because those are generally who certifies the election.
Well, looks like that investment is beginning to pay off. Sniff,
doesn't it?
Sniff. Sorry, got the COVID or something.
Let me take a minute and tell you about Patriot Mobile. We've got these leftist corporations like Verizon, like AT&T, who have empowered radicals to tear our country apart. Verizon and AT&T fund these efforts. Most recently, sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. I mean, everything they can possibly do to fundamentally transform the United States of America, they're actually trying to do. Well, Patriot Mobile shares your values, and they don't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or to fund Planned Parenthood and kill children, babies. Plus, you don't have to make some altruistic sacrifice to do this. You get the same nationwide service, and then you support a company that loves America, that shares your values, and supports our police. They make it easy to switch. You can keep your phone number. You can keep your phone if you want, or buy a new one, whatever. And now they have their best offer yet. Get a free month of service or a free phone plus free activation when you use the offer code PAT. Go to patriotmobile.com/PAT or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT, 972-PATRIOT, or patriotmobile.com/PAT. Got some tweets here. Mother Clucker. That is almost naughty, isn't it?
I don't get. What do you mean? What?
I don't know. I just
chicken clucking.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
So if Biden and his transition team have been talking to world leaders, aren't they breaking all the same laws they said Trump and his team broke? Yes. In a word, yes.
But those laws only apply to Trump.
Also, Swankthink tweets, what if Trump wins the legal battle and the election flips? Will Pfizer make a news release? New press release. Hang on, we misread the data, and the vaccine's only 9% effective. Yeah, we missed a decimal point there. Our bad.
Oh.
Would not put that past them.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with their statement afterwards. Oh, we're not part of the warp speed thing. We didn't know. I've never even. President Trump, I didn't even hear that. I've never heard the name. Doesn't sound familiar. From Tyler, but will that album, I guess my album, the KTEL album.
KTEL Records.
Yeah. Will it include the Al Gore deep track? Pooping in the streets.
Yeah.
That's right. Did we do that? Although, was it too... So I can't remember. I remember something like that. I don't think so. I don't think we've done a Dancing in the Streets
So
thing.
what was it?
Maybe it was, I took a dump in San Francisco.
Wait
was
a
it,
second.
Was it that?
Look to see if you have a track in the music box there.
Mm-hmm.
Left my heart in San Francisco. Let's see. Pat Heads will remind us at Pat Unleashed.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, because
I can't remember what
we need to
did there.
find that if so.
If we haven't done that, we need to. Corey tweets, if Freudian slip was a mental disease, that lady is a perfect case study. Yeah, de Blasio's daughter. Yeah, yes. Vern Lundquist, de Blasian slip. Yeah, some theories on what exactly happened there. Because she said some interesting things. She said Biden stole the election and, won the election. What? That's amazing. It's really amazing. Is it possible to steal an election? We have a video here of a woman showing how easy it is to manipulate the voting data.
Uh-oh.
Look at this.
I'm very concerned for our upcoming election because this voting machine is used in 18 different states, and it's extremely easy to get admin access on this machine.
Pause it for a second. Is this the Dominion machine I keep hearing about? There's a Dominion voting company or something.
I believe it is.
And everybody's making a deal out of that. I don't know if they're progressive based or...
Oh, yeah.
There seems to be some sort of issue with machines that came from Dominion. Anyway, let's see this.
A little under 2 minutes. All they have to do, this bad actor, would be to open up this machine by pressing this button right
Yeah, but
here.
who can do that? You can't open it up like that.
Removing the card reader.
All right.
Removing this. You don't need any tools to do this.
Oh, my gosh.
Unplugging this. Again, you don't need any tools to do this.
Okay, again, three steps, but it's 3 steps. Who's going to do
Turning it
that?
on. All you have to do is pick this lock here with a ballpoint pen.
Okay, 4 steps. 4 steps.
Press the red button.
Yeah.
5.
And we're going to let it boot up here.
Okay, so we're up to 5 steps. Who's going to
And I'll
remember
show you
all
the
that?
admin access.
Okay. I already forgot half of them, right?
Uh-huh. Okay, it's booting up. Still booting up. Now this, I guess nobody's watching you? Nobody sees any of this happen?
So it's loading what they call
No.
a secure voting terminal right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing important stuff. So you go count votes that don't really count. Sniff, sniff. But see, you gotta wait for... Who's going to be patient enough to wait for it to boot up?
Nobody.
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 Here we're going to see a couple of error messages, and all you have to do to bypass those error messages is just click cancel.
Oh, you gotta click it.
All right.
6
And
steps.
OK.
7.
Okay.
And now I have
Okay, and then she
full
type-
admin access.
Full admin. We gotta do 7 steps to take away a democracy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No, nobody in America's gonna do all that
So let's use
stuff.
brain cells before we post things on the internet. Thanks.
So there you go. Admin access.
I wonder what machine that is. I'd like to know if that's the Dominion thing. So what did that accomplish?
She
What
just
can
got
she now
admin
do?
access where I guess she could, in theory, get to the data.
In theory, she could get to the data and
Yeah.
change it all?
Yeah, that might be the
to Biden?
That might be the key to all this
Okay.
courtroom stuff. All right, you say, hey, let's go to a precinct that you suspect, right? And say
Yeah.
we want to pull the data. And again, maybe they've already erased, covered their tracks. But let's just say there's 10 machines at this one polling station.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to, and then all 9 of the machines registered 2,000 votes for that election. Oh, look at the 10th one. There's 70,000 votes. Yeah, everybody loved machine 10. What can I say? It was a lucky number that day.
Yeah, that would be.
But I don't know if that's already been erased.
I don't either.
I'm sure they've covered their tracks. If they in theory, did it.
Interesting, though. It's interesting. We'll see. Again, that's what they're trying to work through as they file these lawsuits in these various jurisdictions.
By the way, housekeeping, Tyler at relentlessdaring.com says that your pooping in the streets was set to the David Bowie classic, Dancing in the Streets. There you go.
So it was, huh?
So it was. We got to find this.
Weird. I don't even remember
and
that.
And then when we find it, we'll put it on YouTube.
Okay. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. That's me. No. Thought that was just some generic statement. Yeah, Pat Gray. And?
That's what you thought?
Yeah, that's what I thought for a second.
Huh. Okay.
Well, I guess not.
No, that's not right.
No, she's just like an introduction.
She's
right?
like, go.
Yeah. All right. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You know who's been great lately? Is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
He's been really good. No nonsense. Not taking guff from people. He's been a pleasant surprise. He's also drafted just now an anti-mob legislation to expand already controversial stand your ground laws to allow people to shoot looters. Also defend yourself in your car. Like if you're being surrounded now, you're just supposed to, I guess, let them beat your car, cause thousands of dollars in damage, and then let them drag you out of your car and kill you in the street. I guess that's what you're supposed to do. Not in Florida, though. You can drive. If they get in your way, you can drive through them.
Okay. I like it.
They'll move.
So our streets...
Or they won't, and they'll be hurt.
That's a bold statement. But so you're suggesting, and as is Governor DeSantis of Florida, that streets are for driving?
Yes.
I
know that's crazy. It sounds crazy. Because up until now, we've usually had pedestrians walking down the middle of the street at all times.
That's what I thought they were for.
DeSantis is saying, no, that's not okay.
So, I guess
we're weird.
We're repurposing the roads now for cars.
All of a sudden, for vehicle travel. Huh.
Okay,
This
whatever.
is how it should be.
Yeah, no kidding.
If you get run over, they're going to say, well, you're advocating them to get run over. No, I'm not. Stay out of the street. It won't happen. I promise you. Nobody's going to drive over you if you're not in the street.
I mean, are you willing? So
Dummies?
That's your position.
That's my position. If you don't want to be run over, don't get into the flow of moving traffic.
I mean,
don't stand out in the middle of a freeway and then expect them to stop for you because they might not.
You think outside the box. You know that?
Yeah, I do. Huh. I do. That's why people flock to this show. They're like, wow, this guy is...
I never thought of that.
It's crazy.
Those paved roadways?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the lines on them?
Yeah, I thought that was
for vehicular traffic.
I thought it was
in
for
Florida
protests, so people knew where to stand. And you're telling me, now I got it.
Now you have it?
Now I get it.
Yes, for vehicles. 2,000-pound vehicles that you probably don't want to be in front of when they're driving at 60 miles an hour.
All right, so it's going to be okay now to...
Good safety tip.
To drive in Florida. And
yeah.
And what was the other thing? Their business, if you can shoot looters?
Yep. Proposes to expand the forcible felonies under Florida's self-defense law to include criminal mischief causing, interruption, or impairment of business. Wow. It also specifically allows force against those looting, which the draft defines as burglary within 500 feet of a violent or disorderly assembly. DeSantis also wants to make it a third-degree felony to block traffic during a protest. Thank you! That's genius. And offer immunity to drivers who accidentally kill or injure protesters who do so.
Oops. Sorry.
Tell me that doesn't make sense. If you don't want to be run over, stay out of the street.
I've really never put two and two together. I'm glad you guys are working for America. You and
well, like you said, it's out of the box thinking, and that's difficult for a lot of people to do. But from the beginning, I've kind of said, you know what? Get out of the street. That's not the place for pedestrian traffic. I mean, it's weird because they'll surround your vehicle and start beating on it and screaming at you and pounding on the windows and threatening your life. And then when you drive forward, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're trying to run us over. In fact, you know, the guy who got kicked in the head and cold-cocked by that a-hole who we talked about yesterday just got sentenced to 20 months in prison for doing that. So they dragged that guy out of his truck because he drove through a bunch of a-holes who were trying to beat his truck. They'd surrounded him, and he kind of just drove through and then drove down the road. Well, they caught up to him, and they dragged him out, and they started beating him. And he was sitting there in the street when that guy came up behind him, running up and kicked him in the head. So they acted like he was the one who was the horrible person because he had the nerve to drive through this mob that was attacking him.
Might I also suggest that you keep your eggs in your car at all times as well, not just at your house.
Your eggs.
Yeah, you gotta clean your eggs, load your eggs, and then you just drive around in case something like that befalls you. And
then you could throw the egg at somebody if you needed to.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay. But there's L.A. There's a rally in
Look
L.A.
at that.
I mean, again,
jeez.
I guess cars are supposed to be there. I mean, obviously that's California, not Florida. So I don't know if the road situation in California is going to be the same as Florida. But again, these are paved, apparently, roadways for vehicles.
And then, interestingly, after that, of 8 to 14 days after that, there was quite a serious outbreak of COVID-19 in that city.
I think that's because there was a
amazing
church,
coincidence.
No, there was a church service.
Oh, okay.
Same time, nearby. And that, who am I kidding?
With
You're not going to believe that.
50 people? Were there 50 people?
No. That's California. You're not going to believe my story about there being church.
Yeah, that was perfectly fine, if you remember correctly. That's
fine,
perfectly fine. So I'm glad we got that straight.
Yeah.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about iTarget Pro. This year has certainly reminded us of many things, including how important it is to look after the ones we love. This holiday season, give the gift of safety, accuracy, and self-defense. Give them iTarget Pro. When the government can't or won't protect your family, self-defense is your only option. But most of us don't have time to consistently train. Plus, ammo is really expensive, and that's even if you can find it. It is really hard to get. I mean, as soon as the trucks pull up to Cabela's, you got to be there at that time because they're going to be gone. That's why iTarget Pro was invented. Using their proprietary app and laser bullet, you can now safely train in the convenience of your own home with your actual firearm. iTarget Pro, it comes in all the major calibers, including .223 and .556. You can stay sharp with anything, including your AR-15. Because in place of the actual bullet, there's a laser bullet. That shows you, first of all, where your shots land on the target. Secondly, it makes it really safe. Maybe that's the first thing, actually. It makes it really safe. And you can let your children train this way, too, and feel confident that everything's safe for them. And right now, you can save 10% plus get free shipping when you use the offer code PAT at checkout. So go to itargetpro.com and do it. It's the smartest, safest way for you to practice, and it pays for itself in just a few days. This holiday season, give the gift that's a bullseye. iTarget Pro, the letter I, then targetpro.com, offer code PAT.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So check this out. Really good news. You know how we were concerned that Burgess Owens was not going to win. Well, he actually holds a 1,697 vote advantage.
Yeah, I saw he took the lead.
Yeah, he took the lead.
Great.
Now, Democrats still have 5 days till November 17th to find the votes they need. I'm sure in very legitimate ways. But right now, a narrow advantage for Burgess Owens. I'd love him to be in Congress.
That'd be so great.
So great. So anyway, that's a Salt Lake City district there. So that would be excellent.
He was behind on Election Day, right? And then I think a couple days later, he tied and then went ahead.
I could have sworn they, how the media does. I'm not positive, but I could have sworn that they said he lost. Like the little check mark was next to McAdams, if I'm not mistaken, where I was looking. So I was like, so close.
Right.
And ta-da! So
that's really good news. I mean, and so there's another pickup for Republicans. Hopefully, if it turns out this way, yet another pickup for them. That is fantastic.
That would be excellent.
All right, 888-900-3393. We were talking a few minutes ago. Somebody brought up the "Pooping in the Streets" song that we did.
Yeah.
To the tune of Mick Jagger and David Bowie's "Dancing in the Streets."
Yeah. And then Tyler at Relentless Daring, he found it for us, as did several Pat heads. Thank y'all all for sending this over. And so we have it now. That's awesome.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm going to have to clear some space here.
Okay.
All right.
This is On the Fly, live radio and television.
That's what makes it so very exciting. So we had completely forgotten about this.
Yeah.
But here it is. Calling out San Francisco. The homeless have a new way to greet. Summer's here, and when they have to go, they'll be pooping in the street.
Yes!
They're pooping at the wharf now. Poop at the Golden Gate. Pooping all over the city. All we need is a sidewalk, some concrete, and there'll be feces everywhere. They'll be squatting and dropping, and it's smelling rotten when we're pooping in the street. Not necessary. It doesn't matter what you wear as long as you go right there. So come on, everyone, leave a turd. Everyone, spread the word. They'll be pooping in the street. They'll be pooping in the street. That's right, they're pooping in the street now. All over San Fran. Pooping in the street. That's lovely. Right. That's lovely. Nice.
That's right. I can see why we had banished that from our memory.
Yeah.
It was so fun, though.
Proud moment. It was a proud moment that we've just kind of erased from our minds.
Yeah, we will put that at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Thanks for.
And who was it that found that? That was Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler.
Staring.com,
cool.
and then several Pat heads found it. Apparently, there's an archive of fun stuff like that we're not aware of.
Huh. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
888-900-3393. Apparently, MSNBC can't figure out why Donald Trump won't just move on. Just leave. Just get out now. I mean, I think they really believe that since the elections happened, now Trump has to leave. I don't know if they don't understand that the election hasn't even been certified yet. But here they are discussing it on MSNBC.
But here's the thing. This is going to happen anyway, Nicole. The Trump people seem to be talking like they have some agency here. We're going to have the pageantry already of the president-elect announcing his advisory board. He's going to start announcing cabinet secretaries. The center of political gravity in this country and the world is shifting to Joe Biden. Foreign leaders are already having phone calls with Joe Biden talking about the agenda they're going to pursue January 20th.
Wait a minute, what?
If that reality hasn't sunk in yet for some people in the White House, it will sink in when they have to leave on January 20th.
Don't say
and
it.
They're going to be in for a rude awakening here. I remember I was on the incoming side where I felt the spotlight shifting to us in 2008. And I was on the outgoing side in 2016 when it was shifting away from us to Donald Trump. That's just going to happen regardless of what they do. The question is, how much damage do they do? How much do they slow down that efficient transfer? How much do they sow seeds of doubt of whether this is a legitimate result to their supporters? But they cannot affect the basic story here. And the basic story is that Joe Biden won, Donald Trump lost, and Joe Biden's going to be hiring a team and getting ready to take over the government on January 20th. They can make that more difficult for him, but they can't stop it.
Okay. All right. 888-900-3393. These people are just so stupid. Irregardless of what anybody else thinks of them. That's what they are. They're stupid.
Of course, Webster's Dictionary informed us it's now.
Oh, did they? They fixed it for him, right?
Yeah, and they
it's
also
now a word.
Changed the definition of racism or something. I don't know. They probably changed the definition of up and down. Who knows, man?
When you use something enough times, irregardless of whether it's correct or not, If it's used enough, yeah, we'll just put it in there anyway.
Yeah,
we'll just put it in. This is great. The leader of the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation just wrote a letter addressed to President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, requesting a meeting to discuss the organization's expectations and priorities.
Uh-oh.
BLM co-founder and executive director Patrice Cullors. Ugh. She is the one who said...
we are trained Marxists.
Excuse me?
We are trained Marxists.
You are what?
We are trained Marxists.
Trained Marxists. Okay, so these trained Marxists are now, quote, relieved that the Trump era in government is coming to a close. They're relieved, of course, to be getting rid of those historic lows in unemployment. They're relieved that record high home ownership by blacks, the lowest ever poverty rate. What a relief to have those out of the way, and we can get back to the Democrats screwing us over time after time after time. So these trained Marxists are celebrating the electoral demise, supposedly, of Donald Trump, and they also are aware that his political exit does not ensure an end to the intolerable conditions faced by black people in America. The letter was dated Saturday, November 7th, the day the media outlets projected the winner in this thing. They say, without resounding support of black people, we would be saddled with a very different electoral outcome. In short, black people won this election. Alongside black-led organizations around the nation, Black Lives Matter invested heavily in this election. Huh, really? I just thought it was a peace movement. I thought it was a movement of racial equality. You're saying that you fought hard in a partisan way for the Democrats? Vote and organize became our motto, and our electoral justice efforts reached more than 60 million voters. We want something for our vote.
Well, can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, we want something for our vote.
It's Black Lives Matter saying that.
Yeah. We want to be heard. We want our agenda prioritized. We issue these expectations not just because black people are the most consistent and reliable voters for Democrats, but also because black people are truly living in crisis in a nation that was built on our subjugation. Up until this point, the United States has refused to directly reckon with the way it devalues black people and devastates our lives. This cannot continue. Black people can neither afford to live through the vitriol of a Trump-like presidency. What did Donald Trump do to you?
What did you say?
Except make your life better.
What did you say at the beginning of this segment about all of the good things happening for blacks in Trump's America?
Yeah, their lowest unemployment rate of all time.
Okay.
Lowest unemployment. Highest home ownership for blacks of all time.
All right, sure, but...
Lowest poverty rate for blacks of all time.
I mean...
How is that intolerable? And yet they're still victims of Donald Trump. And the vitriol. They can't live through the vitriol of a Trump-like presidency, nor through the indifference of a Democrat-controlled government that refuses to wrestle with its most egregious and damnable shame. Why do you keep voting for them then?
We literally don't live in the same universe.
No, I know. It's true. How do you come together with people who believe this way? Cullors ended the message by referencing Biden and Harris's records, both of whom previously supported tough-on-crime policies, right, that have been blamed for contributing to the mass incarceration of black people. And yet, once again, they just blindly went down the Democrat road. We're just blindly following Joe Biden down that road, who has never done a thing for blacks. Not one thing in 47 years of service. That is incredible. That's incredible. Except perpetrate some of the stereotypes. Like they're not clean. They're not well-spoken. They're not articulate. Articulate and well-spoken kind of mean the same thing. But they're not good-looking.
Ironic.
Let's just say, let's see what he had to say about black people.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream.
Okay, they're not mainstream. Until Barack Obama, they weren't mainstream.
Who was articulate and
weren't articulate.
Bright.
They're not bright.
And clean.
And clean.
Nice looking guys.
And nice looking guys. There's just no nice looking black guys.
I mean, that's a storybook, man.
Yeah. But to have somebody like that, that's a storybook, man, because that just doesn't happen, right? Isn't that what he's saying here?
Oh.
That's what he's saying here. I mean, this is the guy who said that they all think alike.
And by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
Really?
Huh. Okay.
That's weird.
I mean, you got a couple there. That's now you're done.
Just a couple.
Right?
I mean, you know.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Oh.
Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it.
He means it. He really means it. Think about it.
Okay, but you got a couple of isolated incidences, and then, your hateful conservative bent, you're going to pick those out, You're cherry picking Joe Biden lines over his career.
And there's so few.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
And you ain't black.
Okay, I give up. I don't really have anything.
There's more, too. I mean, there's this crime bill.
The Predators thing. Oh, and his kids growing up in a racial jungle.
Right.
Yep.
They must be taken off the street.
He's talking about blacks here.
That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock,
that aren't
without
bright,
parents, without supervision,
they're not clean,
without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes.
Okay.
Good for
because
us.
they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity.
He's saying literally.
We should focus on them now. If we don't,
then what happens?
They will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now.
Jeez. So, congratulations, Patrice Cullors. There's your man. There's your guy who is going to lead you to the promised land. He's going to do so many great things for black people because, wow, what a track record he has with that minority group. Good luck. How does it happen? And there was some pushback against that this time in the black community. There was some pushback. And I thought for a minute that there was going to be, a pretty significant change, but apparently not at the polls. I don't know where that vote ended up. Have you seen where the black vote ended up?
I know black men did drift a little bit toward Trump, but black women not so much.
Dang.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
And what was another BLM thing is going to be to defund police, right? In cities across America. So that's going to be fun.
That's really fun. And in Minneapolis, where they were the first to really push that. And the city council said, no, we're defunding you. We're tired of you guys. We don't want you around. Minneapolis has such a spike in crime right now, and they've gotten rid of too many police officers who have quit or been fired or have been furloughed because there's no money anymore. They have to outsource their police work to other jurisdictions now to try to combat the crime overload in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Is that amazing?
Who could have seen that coming?
Who could have seen it coming?
I mean, you can't know everything that's going to happen.
It's really true. All right, join us tomorrow for more on trivia.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.